All right, we got audio. Perfect, it's working. Awesome. All right, so I'll wait 5 more minutes before I get it rocking here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. Okay. So, let's see if it's gonna get more people to come on here. It's funny, everyone's still sleeping. So it's kind of wild. I tell everybody all the time to get on here early, but you know, a lot of people just like to wake up and think that they can just sit behind the computer at 9:30 and make some money. All right, if you guys haven't done so already, go ahead and smash that like button. Let's get those likes up, and then I'll get going here. Just gonna wait a little bit longer for everyone to come on. It's Kathy. I'm in perfect. Plane about to take off. You got me hooked, bro. SNDL to the fucking moon. Let's go. Crash incoming. Vine splits. Yep, Vine does split. That's for sure. Alright. So, I messaged everyone in Discord. Hopefully whoever is here is here. So, we'll get started. Alright. First and foremost, guys, let's take a look at the market overall. Clearly yesterday we had that massive sell-off. I mean, not massive, but intraday sell-off, and we started getting some buyers when we dipped down here. All right, obviously now we're kind of gapping up, but ultimately I'm still a little bit cautious here because we could still very easily come back down a little bit as far as today goes. So be cautious about, you know, maybe opening your long positions today. See if we can kind of hold strength on the SPY, on the market as a whole, and maybe look into opening a new position then. But if you're already in positions, you know, nothing to worry about. Have your stops. If the market decides to kind of chop away sideways or go down a little bit slowly, that's fine. All right, we just don't want that panic drop that we kind of saw in the morning session of yesterday. Okay, so that's for that. It's kind of also another thing you guys can take into consideration if you're looking at, you know, what's really going on. the VXX is a great indicator to tell us whether this market's going to sell off or not. So yesterday we got a slight pop, a little bit of volume came in, but nothing too concerning. All right, so as you can see, a couple days ago when we had that drop to the 50 EMA, we kind of shot up, and this was a little bit alarming to people. But yesterday, nothing too bad. So I'm not really too concerned right now. So I'm gonna get right into the chat here. Go ahead and smash that like button before I do that, and I'll start reading the messages here. All right, so a lot of people are asking, is ZOM a buy? So let's take a look at the ZOM chart. All right, ZOM, you know, it took a breather here. You know, not a bad pause on this stock. Volume kind of died down on the pause. However, I think it came close to that $3 area. So this $3 area on the stock is going to be key. All right, I think pre-market we hit that. If I zoom into a closer time frame, we can see that we hit the $3 area, and look what's happening here, right? Selling pressure is increasing right now, and we're just coming right down. So the $3 area is key on this ticker. If we kind of pull at the open and it ends up holding its weight at the open, I think it might be a good possibility to keep your eye on it, because if it curls around and breaks $3 at market open, this could really easily just shoot and continue moving higher. All right, obviously a name with a lot of eyes on it, and you can see here we had this beautiful flag that kind of formed. Once we broke out of this, it kind of took off. All right, so something to keep into consideration. Not a perfect plan, not a perfect setup that's forming here, but you know, as far as momentum goes, if this continues and breaks above 3, it can kind of continue to go higher here. Okay, ZOM, if you need a price target on ZOM, let's take a look at that here. We get $3, pull back down to that. You're looking at around 330, 350, and then $4 in the short term. Okay, and Vine is struggling a little bit here. Ideally, the idea here was we broke out of this $3 area. Market really messed with us yesterday, where it kind of pulled us back down below that, and we're kind of fluctuating here. Okay, so stops have to be around 265, 260, and ultimately, if we get back above this $3, we're looking good. At the moment, it's giving us a little bit of heat, but again, have a plan. Stops haven't hit, so we hold tight. SNDL, so SNDL and wheat sector. Okay, guys. Obviously, if you guys didn't get in on this earlier, be careful buying up here. Okay, so I'll show you guys what I mean. SNDL, TLRY, APHA. Okay, this is all wheat stocks. Okay, we can clearly see these things have took off, right? And they all had that exact flag pattern before they did so. So these markets tend to kind of move together, especially the wheat sector and whatnot. They're all moving together. So in regards to SNDL and my thoughts on it, if you guys got in down here at 120, if you guys got in at like 50 cents, you guys need to be selling into this push towards the $4 area. All right, so we hit $5 almost pre-market, and look at sellers just dumped on this, right? You guys need to learn to take profits on the way up, so when we pull back, it's not a matter of if we will pull back, it's a matter of when we will pull back. We will pull back, and I can promise you that. So when we do pull back, you locked in your gains up here, and now when we're pulling back and we establish a base, a firm support, we can add into that again. Okay, so anything we sold at the top, we can hit it back down here when we form a nice support. All right, so if you were smart and it pushed up to 485, a huge psychological number here at 5 on SNDL. If I held this thing all the way up here, I mean, I probably would have took profits on the way up. It's just the type of trader I am. But if you guys didn't and you came up to the $5 area, this is going to be a huge number for this ticker. All right, so you can see that confirmation right here by this massive dump. All right, so you sell here. When it comes back down and bases a nice support, you can add that back in. All right, SNDL, should we buy more on this dip or sell? So no, don't buy up here. Wait, and by dip, I'm not just saying the dip in the first 10-15 minutes. You guys, like, this isn't considered a real dip to me. I need to see a dip on a daily chart. All right, I need to see a dip, like come down to at least maybe the halfway mark of this thing, maybe 260, and then consolidate to see what we're going on here. All right. So people are still asking me about Vine. Look at Zine. Let's look at Zine here. So Zine, again, another reason why you guys shouldn't be buying tops. Yesterday we hit $9. We're sitting right around $7.80 today pre-market. Okay, so right here, if you ended up chasing up here, now we're sitting at $7.85. Okay, again, you guys need to find some sort of plan, and just buying things that are continuously going up is not a good plan. You have to wait. If you're in the trade, you take profits on the way up. If it comes back down and starts showing some sort of support, everything you sold up here, you can buy back into here. What program are you using here to chart? So these charts are all on a program called Think or Swim, provided by my bank, which is essentially TD. When should I take profits if I bought SNDL at 290? If you bought SNDL at 290 and you don't know where to take profits, you didn't have a plan. You bought at 290, it hit $5. It almost went 75% your way. You know, you didn't sell. So at this point, you got to take some profits if you're still in the money and wait for a better setup to form. Buds, I think, I've been holding buds for 3 years. Should I sell? Like I said, like I've been saying with all wheat stocks, if you guys are the people that got down here, that have been holding down here, you guys need to lock in some profits, all right, and wait for a pullback and add those shares back. I think this sector is going to be hot in the next coming months. It'll continue to be hot, so you guys need to ensure that, you know, you're locking in profits and giving yourself the ability to add back when we have a nice new support firm based out. Anything new on your radar? Couple of things. I'm still kind of watching, waiting for SFIX to kind of play out. Guys, watch your stops on Vine. All right, keep your eyes on Vine there, guys. Is Knox a buy at 70? There's your Knox for you, right? Support's down here at 64.75, 64.50. We had a nice breakout on it the other day. Again, market decided to screw with us, but we broke out, pushed nicely up into this area. I believe on Knox, some of us did take some profits, but anyways, so the plan is if it doesn't stop us out, we hold it. I want at least 95 on this thing. Okay, let's see. NNDM, what's the word? Patience is the word, my man. SFIX, patience. GSAT. So to me, GSAT was a day trade back here. All right, and this is why I tell you guys you need patterns, because I wanted to get in here on this day right here when we broke the high of the previous day. Got in, didn't see much volume, so for me it was a day trade and I got out of it. But I don't know if some people in the room held or not. But at 110, I think was the area that I alerted it in the room for a day trade, though it wasn't a swing trade. But we can see that, you know, we broke out of this pennant and we just took off. All right, now what is it doing? It's got some momentum. I mean, 250, 300 million shares traded. But what it did yesterday is kind of scared a couple of people. But anyways, if this can hold up around 220, 230, 230 area, it can continue to go higher. Again, no entry at this point. SENS, another one. Look at that. Those who tell me the patterns don't matter, y'all need to get your facts checked. Anyways, so we have a pennant here. We broke out. Struggling a little bit at this $4 area. If I pull this chart out, I can probably tell you that there is some sort of resistance right here. There you go. I don't even need to go back to the chart, and I could tell you that there was going to be resistance there, right? So boom, right here resistance, boom, right here resistance, and then above that 450. All right, but again, needs to consolidate here a little bit. Selling pressure is kind of going down, so that's a good sign. BLNK, this ticker is starting to piss me off. Anyways, we got in right here at 50.50, hit the first targets the other day. Needs some leg in it now at this point. Needs to push back up above the $60 area. So still intact, play still intact, chart still intact, nothing to worry about there. All right, next one, Fubo. I think I've talked about this for a long time. Fubo here is, what is it, sitting at 46.30 pre-market now. So we had a massive move up here. This move up here is essentially a lot of bag holders. Every time we pop, it gets sold off. However, if this can come back at above 54, it can really break above 63 and continue higher here. Okay, in the long term, I do think this goes. It's just going to take a lot longer to get there. SunW is I think technology sector and software is still doing really well. I think those will continue to move. SunW, NAKD. NAKD again. Look at this. Not the greatest, but we have a pennant forming here, right? We just broke out of it yesterday. So don't like what happened here on these big red days. However, it did break out and it continued higher here, sitting at 170 pre-market. I do think this has some more momentum in it. It could keep going. So there's NAKD for you. Analysis on score. Went from 60 cents SCR. The ticker is SCR. It's on the TSX. However, I don't have TSX charts on my platform here. It went from 60 cents to $5, and been a massive move on that ticker. I know a couple of people that made good money on that. Lock in some gains on that thing. All right, lock in some gains on SCR. All right, guys, there's 160 of you watching, and I only got 44 likes. Hit the like button. Anyways, CBAT. Let's see. I don't even know how these likes affect the video, but anyways, CBAT. So CBAT looks very similar to the Fubo chart. You can see clearly we pushed up, kind of getting stuffed here. So CBAT, if you're in the trade, hold on, I'll tell you guys. If you're in the trade, you know, your stops have to be around $6. Okay. Targets obviously around $9.50, $10, and then above that you're looking at 11. And then you can reassess if this breaks out and goes higher. All right. CRBP, I sold all my position yesterday. I am no longer holding any CRBP. My entry was down here on this day around January 23rd. I got in at 189. My original targets were 255 and then 3, but I saw huge momentum come into it. And the big volume yesterday confirmed a move. I held and I sold at $4, 391 to be exact. So I am done with CRBP, but now I'm seeing it on a lot of people's radars. So if this breaks above the 200 daily moving average at 422, it's gone. We might even see 9 on this thing, but it needs to get above that for now. As of right now, I am done with that trade. Sorry guys, just looking at a few other things here. All right, laser, same thing with laser, guys. Similar to the Fubo chart, big massive push up, here we're forming a big, essentially a big pennant here. All right. Again, laser, if you're long, stops at around 30, 29.50. Targets, you're looking at around $40, and then ultimately $47.50. All right. Again, it will get there. It's just a matter of time. Excuse me, guys. Why was Tesla down yesterday? It was down because the market as a whole kind of pulled down on it. CTRM, I don't know if I explained this, but all these charts are starting to look the same. Look, another flag breakout. Right? Another flag breakout. Patterns. There you go. Broke out, hitting 190. So at this point, you got to take some profits. You got to lock some of this in. It's sitting at 150 actually pre-market here. Holy shit. Yeah, man, you got to lock some of these gains in. I don't know what type of traders you guys are, but type of trader I am, I like to lock in gains on the way up. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit conservative, but you can't tell me you're not going to take profits on this mass move. So take some profits, wait for a pullback. Whatever you took off, put back in when you have a nice support based. Lots. Sorry, just you guys just throwing tickers in there. I'm just going with whatever I see. Lots. Whew. So lots here. Just aggressive selling volume happening here. Look at these selling volume bars. I'm not really sure what caused this massive drop. If you have an idea of what happened, you might want to look into it. Maybe this is an overreaction, but it's starting to form some sort of a base at 860. To try catching a falling knife is not really my forte. You kind of want to wait for the volume to die down. We have the first signal of less selling volume right here. You got to wait for some sort of confirmation. Maybe if you can get back above, the $10 area, you can start to take it long. But again, now your old area of support is turning into resistance. So $10 is going to be your massive area of resistance overhead, and you need to make sure that you get above that. SHIP and GSV. SHIP, all the SHIP sectors have been moving really well. I noticed a sector down here. Unfortunately, I didn't believe in the sector, so I let it go. However, they're moving. A lot of them are getting above the 200 moving average, and it's a good sign for them. All right, a lot of them have massive gaps in the chart. So, for example, here, this is a massive gap. The next area of resistance on this ticker is going to be right here. So if we got above that area here, right, 168 is your next area. Somebody keeps saying BCLI. BCLI. I really like BCLI, man. On this day, didn't really look at the earnings. I don't think the earnings was that great, but we have great buying volume here. We have selling volume that's below average, which is a great sign. We're kind of forming that pennant pattern again here. All right, so on this one, 690 would be the tightest stop, but your reward is a lot better, right? If you get in at like 720 or whatever, you can come up to this $9 area on BCLI. ZOM I talked about already, Nijo. SPRW. Can't seem to find that one. Sully is a former runner, I believe. Yeah, I made a massive move. Sully's huge overhead resistance on this name. We got overhead resistance here. So ideally, it needs to kind of form up here. Not the best setup. However, we had a good buying volume the other day. Selling volume is slightly lower. If it can get back above 13.20, it could make a run towards the $15 area. SPRWF. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with this one. Sub $1. NBY. Not bad. Kind of struggling here at this 126 area. Needs to get above that. for a move higher, but nothing really stopping it for it to get there, and then up here. Okay, so if it gets above that 126 area, it can continue going higher. No worries, Schmitty. GSAT I talked about already. I don't think I've talked about time. Time we can talk about. The people who bought time up here, I feel really bad for you guys. This is why I always say wait for a pullback, wait for a setup, because people bought up here. I know a few that did, and the stock just fell right through the ground. All right, and now they're still in the red. So not very jumpy, very gappy. I don't like this setup at all. If you had to take a trade over 320, if it holds 3 over 320 would be ideal on this one. All right. All right, let's see here. Fun. All right, guys, I'm gonna do this for another 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna take off here. Got to get back to the Discord and help my people out. So right here, 320. Again, not the best setup. You have some big volume coming in. Depends if you're in and if you're looking if you're looking to get in. If you're already in, I would kind of hold on to it. I think it does break this 320 area if it gets some legs behind it. It's got that push yesterday. Volume is starting to come back into it again, so it could break and go up. But if you're not in, I wouldn't really suggest chasing it here. Siri. The reason why I don't want to pull up this chart is because I really don't like this damn company. But anyways, chart wise, struggling. You know, we're just consolidating around the EMAs. No clear direction on the stock. Not much of a trade. If you had to force a trade here, this would be a good area to buy. 550s, 570s will be kind of your stop. You have 200 EMA support here. If you enter here, you can have your stops at like 575, 550, about maybe 75 cent stop. Targets would be 670, and ultimately 7 if it gets there. All right, not the greatest chart on Siri. ASMB. Not bad. I mean, volume came into it. The chart is not the greatest. Similar style to CRBP, but I don't see big buys coming into it, so I'm not really interested in this. If you're in it, you know, it's got to hold above 650 for a move higher. If it does hold above 650 and get above 7, you could get a fuel of energy and buyers come into it simply based on the fact that there's a massive gap to fill here from 7 to 14, so that you might get some run into that one. Did I talk about fun? I think I did talk about fun. Yeah, I did talk about fun. OTLK. OTLK. So there's that resistance line. I don't know when I drew that. I must have looked at this chart before. So we came below that, right? Again, not a good sign. We need to wait for some sort of pattern to form here under the 320 before we explode above that. NXTD. Just keep an eye on some of these positions here. What's going on with them? All right, NXTD. Again, guys, these charts are just iffy, man. Like, look at these big wicks. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. It can't hold its weight. Every time it pops up, it just gets stuffed. Neo, hold. We're going to 70 very soon. Just be patient with it. And yeah, you need patience on that one. Naked, I talked about already. It just broke out. If you're in it, hold. Volume's coming into it. If you're not in it, a little risky to get in now. Your stops would have to be 50 cents. About 50 cents on the stops there. Miso has a catalyst. I don't know what the catalyst is, but that chart is disgusting. I wouldn't even trade this with a 10-foot pull. Uber's good, man. Uber just broke out. If you guys are in Uber, hold on tight. This might be a great entry for a longer term hold on the stock, actually. Nice move. Nobody really believed in the company, but something's going on where they're kind of turning it around here. Broke out of this prior high, and if it can hold momentum, it can continue going. I would say probably if you got in with heavy size, maybe shave some off and then put the rest back in your retirement. Alright guys, that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed it, smash the like button. I will be doing this probably every Thursday for you guys, just so I kind of want to come here and guide you guys, a lot of the newer traders that are not in the room and kind of need guidance. So at least you guys have some idea of where to go or what to do with some of your positions. Alright guys, again, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And then I'll catch you guys next week. Alright, and if you haven't joined Discord, there's a section where you can just join, and then you'll get like my alerts on if I go live on YouTube or whatnot. Alright, so thank you guys. Enjoy your day, be safe, don't trade with heavy size, and be careful. Alright, take care.